Hello, Taurus rising. This is your solar eclipse report for April 19th. I'm living in the future. April 19th, 2023. The solar eclipse new moon is in Aries, which is let me go to your chart, 12th house. So this is in a very abstract place in your chart. This is really tuning you into what you want spiritually. But the North Node, which is the eclipse point, the shadow point, is in Taurus in your first house of identity and self. So this is really a chance to, you've worked on your identity, maybe changing it, maybe figuring out who you want to be. Now it's time to figure out who you are in the inside. And I think those are the things you are dealing with during this solar eclipse. Now, that being said, Mars is in your third house of communication, decision making, the way you think, your thought processes. And that is what is ruling Aries. So the solar eclipse is really looking to Mars for answers. And you're probably going to be speaking from your heart a lot. I mean, this is emotional speech, basically. You're letting your emotions guide you into what to do. Um, that can be good. It can be not so good depending on what's going on in your life. I would say definitely check in with who you want to be, because that is where the North Node is in Taurus. Who do you want to be in the world before you go make an emotional decision that may send you off on a path you're not so sure about? Remember who you're trying to be, what your values are surrounding your identity. I think that's going to be the right thing to do with Mercury retrograde in your first house, or setting up to go retrograde in your first house of identity and self. It also points to being your own person and allowing yourself to go your own way. But maybe you need to rethink a little bit what you're presenting yourself as, or how you're saying that to people, and the decisions you're making with regards to that. Venus is in your second house of finances. That's really nice. Um, and assets. And it's bringing a little bit of a cooling touch to maybe a place that was very frustrating with Mars retrograde. So that's really awesome. And, there's not much else going on, but I will say this. When on April 28th and 29th, when the moon moves into Leo, it's going to square all the Taurus stuff. And that's from your fourth house of home and family and emotional security. And so it's like you may just want to be hidden in your house, but you got stuff to do and you have to be out, you have to be seen. That's a really first house thing. So that could be a little uncomfortable. But otherwise, this is really focused on you, yourself, your identity, and then your own spiritual life. Oh, is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, the lunar eclipse will be in your seventh house of relationships. So that can also be something you are dealing with. That may be more towards the lunar eclipse, May 5th. But I think as you explore who you are and how you want to present yourself and who you want to be out in the world, both physically, appearance wise, personality wise, and spiritually, you may find that certain relationships are not serving you anymore. So, again, something to think about as you move through the next couple of weeks. And then, whenever you have the lunar eclipse on May 5th, that actually may be a time when you realize, yeah, this relationship has to go, whether it be a friendship, romantic partnership, business partnership, a relationship to something. That's going to factor in pretty heavily. All right, I think that's it for Taurus rising. I will see you around May 4th or 5th for the lunar eclipse in Scorpio.